Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a vibe, trust me. Tell your friends to tell their friends to join us right here. We're pulling this one from the top. It's called Jah Is Real. It's the Raps and Kush Band. What up, Simone? How are you?
Yeah.
Special guest. I'll give you a minute to share. I'm going to do the same, all right?
He's so real to me. My Jah is real, and I can feel him in this air I breathe. He's always near. Oh, Jah, he everywhere. My Jah is real, and I can feel him in this air I breathe. He's always near. Oh, Jah, he everywhere. So from the righteous path I really try not to drift. Try not to be misled by illusions and myths from the Babylon dirty system we have to drift. Try to captivate my mind with tricks and gimmicks. Them try to say Jah dead and we know nothing no go so. Them heaven in the sky and we know. Them a tell pure lie. Yes, that's how we go. The innocent are die and the same so we go. So why in this beautiful earth they fight a war? Is it Jah position that they are fighting for? Or is it that they want with me a buckle on a shelf? A Raps and Kush a play the song, you know, and nothing else. My Jah is real, and I can feel him in this air I breathe. He's always near. Oh, Jah, he's everywhere. My Jah is real, and I can feel him in this air I breathe. He's always near. Oh, Jah, he's everywhere. Live by the laws of nature, not the laws of man. And in this world I try not to be judgmental, unconditional. Love it is fundamental, the reign of Jah. Yes, it is perpetual. There is no place for the just in your society. Your empires were built on the blood of slavery. In God them trust, who them that is another story. Try to mix up the words with them funny money. True world to me that really means good health. Like the wax in front of the fire, so the wicked will come out. So on your knees, Babylon, I say bow down and repent and now. Oh Jah, he's omnipotent. My Jah is real, and I can feel him in this air I breathe. He's always there. Oh Jah, he's everywhere. Not the laws of man. And in this world I try not to be judgmental, unconditional. Love it is fundamental, the reign of Jah. Yes, it is perpetual. There is no place for the just in your society. Your empires were built on the blood of slavery. You got them trust, who them that is another story. Try to mix up the words with them funny money. True world to me that really means good health. Like the wax in front the fire, so the wicked are come out. So on your knees, Babylon, I say bow down and repent and now. And now Jah is omnipotent. My Jah, my
Jah. What's going on, world? It's called Jah Is Real.
My Jah is real, and I can feel him in this air I breathe. He's always there. Oh, Jah, you're everywhere.
Hey, Loris, how are ya?
My Jah is real.
live album. J Will, the Raps and Kush Band. B Will, Can't Forget, J Bass, Vinnie Hamilton. Got a large up, J Vibe, Shatta, Zimmer, all the true musicians, man. Much respect. Yep.
If you think that life out there will bring you happiness, well, girl, just stop and think before you make that step. If you think that smile of yours will open all the doors, well, girl, just stop and think. You tell me that you're leaving and you really don't care. Why you want to go and leave my life in despair? Tell me that you wouldn't mind a really rich man. Want to move the kids into a big mansion, girl. Want to drive up in a Shatta Chris van with the rims them deep and have navigation.
Yep.
Well, baby girl, with that.
Alright, what's going on? Good evening.
But with J. Williams, you know say you're strong. You know that I'm a soldier, we have ambition, have good ideals and of inspiration. Come to sing for the whole nation. So by my side, that's where you belong, girl. If you think that life out there will bring you happiness, well, girl, just stop and think before you make that.
I see my Bermuda fam in the building. Fort Lauderdale's rocking with us. Miramar's here. Pembroke Pines is here. I see some Palm Beach folks. Tampa is rocking. Yes, man.
We've been traveling on for far too long for you to throw in the towel. No keeping on your hand. No like we did sit down and a reason out a plan. Now you change like the way that start for act so stubborn. I know the grass is looking greener on the other side. Remember you knock pony parks and I make them take you fin a ride. You know what shoot me a talk, I see it in your eyes. What more will it take, girl, for you to realize? Sometime in a life, girl, you got to take chances. Got to compromise and listen to what your man says.
Yeah, man, I pull a Jamusa right now and sing over the whole thing, you know what I mean? It ain't even matter the key. Large up yourself, Jamusa. Hey, Joanna Marie, how are you?
If you think that life out there will bring you happiness, well, girl, just stop.
I'm not telling the man anything, you know. I'm not making no straight of it. Tell John love him more. No. Nah, do it. I refuse. Under no circumstances. No. A long time there, you'll never tell me you love me yet. Call it what you want, call it bad mind or whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. What up, Loris? Enid, how are ya?
Want to drive up in a Shatta Chris van with the rims them deep and have navigation. Well, baby girl, with all of that, nothing no wrong. But with J. Williams, you know say you're strong. You know that I'm a soldier, we have ambition, have good ideals and of inspiration. Wow, come to sing for the whole nation. So by my side, that's where you belong, girl. If you think that life out there will bring you happiness, well, girl, just stop and think before you make that step. If you think that smile of yours will open all the doors,
I know.
well, girl,
I'm just greedy.
stop and think.
I'm just greedy.
We've been traveling on for far too long for you to throw in the towel. No keeping on your hand. No like we did sit down and a reason out a plan. Now you change like the way that start for act so stubborn. I know the grass is looking greener on the other side. Remember you knock pony parks and I make them take you fin a ride. You know what shoot me a talk, I see it in your eyes. What more will it take, girl, for you to realize? Sometime in a life, girl, you got to take chances. Got to compromise and listen to what your man says. Open up your eyes, girl, and take second glances. And don't be tricked by glitter, gold and fancies. No, if you think that life out there will bring you happiness, well, girl, just stop and think before you make that step. If you think that smile of yours will open all the doors, But girl, just stop the feet. If you stick by me, I will stick by you. There's nothing in this world that we can't do. I know the trials in life can make we lose our minds, but we gotta stay focused, eyes on the prize. The sky is the limit, baby girl, let's stay in it.
What, go on, Gilly.
We'll come, girl, but yes, we could.
Great to see ya. Big of the massive in Israel. Ghana is with us. Kenya, what's up?
I promise I won't let you down. I never make you wear a frown.
Flipping it up right about now, the man you're accustomed to hearing on your radio on that side of the microphone is now on this side of the microphone. Now we're going to talk about some things, all right? We're going to catch up. We're going to find out what's going on. Because if anybody knows, he knows. You know what I'm saying?
Before you make that step, if you think that smile of yours will open all the doors, but girl, just stop the feet.
I know y'all might not believe me. I think I got the hologram up in here, but guess what? I'm gonna give you one peek, all right? I want sneak peek. Sir John's in the building. Sir John's in the building. Easy. I know you don't believe me. It's live, it's live, it's live. He's legit. He's legit.
For me, baby. I'm coming over to see you right now. Hey,
King Charles.
lady, oh lady, don't fall asleep. I've got to see you tonight.
Well, and before the song continues, I don't normally want to start the show on a fire burning in a Sir John, but it have to go on. It just has to. People talking about tell John his favorite ladies are here. You know something. You know something. What is our running
I'm on my way. We're gonna play all night.
Love off the man shirt, warm to my shirt. Warm to my shirt. Up here, bad man, man, going in here tonight. Me not have on a shirt. My shirt. Me not smell the pit. Warm to my shirt. I know what it is. You know what? I know what it is. Watch me on.
Baby, hold on tight. I hope it rains all night. All night long. I hope it rains.
It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. Red Fox, what up?
All night long.
What on?
Lady, oh lady, queen of my heart, royal, thou art such a blessing. Come with me, baby. I'm
Gone too far.
waiting to show you
Gone too far.
how much I'm missing.
Sexual chocolate, they call me. Look,
Tonight you're my
I get chocolate
so soft and sweet.
rare in these streets.
Give all of you to me. And when it starts pouring, it's only confirming that it was meant to be. I hope it rains all night, all night long. I hope it rains all night long. Ooh, girl, I hope it rains. Oh,
King Charles, ladies and gentlemen, produced by Zimmer Entertainment.
and I can hear your body calling.
Big tuna.
Ooh,
Still potential hit. If y'all go to iTunes, still a potential hit, alright?
tonight you're my pillow, so soft and sweet. Give all of you to me. And when it starts pouring, it's only confirming that it was meant to be. I hope it rains all night.
Hope it rains all night, yeah.
All
This is when you want to say J Code, legal businessman. Bang, bang, boom.
I mean say this a protege, eh? Homegrown with G Cola, what you say, eh? Well, make them know what reggae music we a play, eh? Hey, this is Protege, the one and only representing for G Cole, you know. Check it. Ease out.
And we said them not got no style like we. G Cole, them not got no style like we. None of them no wicked, no wild like we. Accurate. Kabaka Pyramid representing for the #1 selector and radio host. It's all about G Cole. Keep it locked. Accurate.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Kali. I'm hanging out with your boy G Cole on the Homegrown Show.
Yes. Welcome one and all. It is Homegrown with G Cole coming to the Massive and Crew live. I got to big up everybody right now listening in Radio Land. Those people listening on the Royal Zion Hannes Radio, thank you so much for rocking with me. Rubber Ranks Radio in the UK. What up? Large up. All right. Big up the Massive up in Aarhus, Denmark. Everybody, it's an international thing. All right. Big up those people watching in on the Homegrown with G Cole platform, listening in on the Homegrown with G Cole website. Those watching on YouTube, it's a vibe, man. And of course, we're here for from great reasons, great causes. Check out the flyer, Radio. You cannot say this, but you know what I mean? It's dope. All right. Show coming up. Leroy Sibley's and friends coming out to celebrate Culture Cali Earth Strong. All right. Artists going to be in the buildings. Leroy Sibley's, Michael Russell, Empress Unique, Culture Cali, Jati, hosted, of course, by yours truly, Sir John T. off WAVS Radio. All right, the ladies' favorite. I need an applause. Yep, it's all right. Me have it. I'll start it out. Music by DJ Marlon and Martel the Mixer. It's gonna be on. All right, at the Garden in Lauderdale Lakes. Come out. Showtime is 9. The doors open at 7. Come through early. Check out the juggling from these two spectacular DJs. I'm gonna say the right type of DJs. The right type of DJs. All right, not the one that we talk about the ting on one bugger ray. Rah. Nah. Music. Let me take a minute, of course, to big up all my essential workers, what we call them, our frontline people. Nurses, doctors, paramedics, first responders, firefighters, everybody in emergency rooms, pediatrics, the good folks over there in law enforcement. Key word, the good folks, all right? The whack ones, nah. But the good ones, much love, much respect. We appreciate you. Those people in education, guidance counselors, everybody, all right? Social workers, all you people, we need you. It's a lot of things going on out here right about now, and trust me. When I say if no time we needed you, we need you now. All right? Thank you. Big up all the moms out there, all the ladies out there having a good time, all the people out there acting a fool. Easter just gone, you know what I mean? It's risen. I'm just saying, risen. Everybody enjoying their bun and cheese right now. You know what I mean? Some other people get all kind of bun and thing. But it's all, listen, it is what it is, right? We're just rolling what we're rolling with. We're rolling. Bun or bun. Don't get specific with it. All right. Sometimes if you don't see it, it ain't there. If the tree falls in the forest and you don't hear it, did it make a sound? Right? If Keisha's in your crib and you don't see her, did she make a sound? You don't know. All right. So earwop, no. Just low it. Just live life. Keep doing your thing. All right. Big up all my folks that rolled through this week. You know, it was dope to see the little kids, man. Had a nice time. You know, just hanging out with my little nieces and stuff like that. With the current climate and how things have been. Haven't seen a lot in a minute. So it's just beautiful. Sweet, nice energy hanging out with the young folks. They keep me up. You know what I mean? They keep me up and having a good time. And I'm just grateful. I'm just thankful. All right. Large up Empress Unique. Large up DJ Marlon. Again, everybody right now, all the people in the messages here. John Marie, what up? Reggae Global fam. Large up. All right. Martin, what's going on? Large up. Again, today's guest, the one and only. I'm going to say it. Our #1 broadcaster, So Flow's best. You know what I mean? Mr. John T's in the building. The one that sets the bar. A lot of people aspire to get there. You know, myself included. You know what I mean? We're trying to be like John when we grow up. You know what I mean? Trying to do it right. You know, there are those who do it, and there are those who do it right. And he's one of those that do it right. Big up everybody else that's doing it. I'm just saying, Google the thing. The formula is there. You type the formula in, it says John T, you know what I mean? And anytime you think properly, I start talk like this. Anytime I hear good songs, talk to good people, I don't know what happened, man. I just start talk like this. The accent just kicking. You know what I mean? Because, you know, people say, you're from London. I'm like, yes, East London by the tracks, you know what I mean? Cockney. The ghetto in London. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time.
Ooh,
Yeah, man, no one here from a child, I'm a future children. My nieces, nephews, I'm a godchildren. Marsha J. Ball, Larjo. Dear G. Cole, send no one else phone. Joey, Justin, Millie, Marlea, Yavi, Christian, Caden. Yeah, man.
Baby, you can always come home. I'm never too far. You can always come home. My love will follow you wherever you can always come home. I'm never too far. You can always come home. My love will follow you wherever you are. Cause he did not try, don't mean it was not a word. I did not cry, don't mean it did not hurt. I'm not the crying type, for what it's worth. Now baby, you're my child, been loving you since birth. You don't know what you mean to me. Don't let it be more painful than it has to be. I'ma give you wings, I'll set you free. I think there's so much things I think you need to see. But if this crazy world starts bringing you down, then don't say your word and don't make a sound. Home is here, so head homeward bound. That's why cars got steerings, baby, turn around. Nothing wrong with taking 2 steps back, so you can make 4 forward, get it back on track. That's why I'm here, your daddy's got your back. And you can always come home.
It's yours truly, G. Cole and the Raps and Kush Band. It's called Come Home.
Always come home.
The album is Ocherios.
Will follow you.
It's the Bird's Eye Rhythm.
You can always come home.
Wrote this one for my daughter.
I'm never too far.
You can always come home.
Can always
Don't make it a permanent stop though. Just come here, regroup, recharge, and head back out. We ain't raising no adult children. I'm just saying.
I know you're getting grown, but here is some advice. Before you make one step, you think about it twice. You will make mistakes before you get things right, but there is always day coming after night. And I don't know what is down the road. I know there'll be some laughing and some heavy load. All it takes is patience and a humble mode for you to break these chains and figure out these codes. There's time to work and there's time to play. Make time to rest and make time to pray. You stay behind, let God lead the way. You will be okay, that's what the Bible says. A humble child will make his way to thee. Remember, nothing's perfect, baby, nothing's free. I sing this for my child, so Jah bless our peace. You can always come home. I'm never too far.
All the parents out there,
Always come home.
trust me, 18 is not adult. 21 may not be adult too.
You can always
Get them ready for the world, all right?
I'm never
Don't send the half-raised pitting your turn.
can
Gonna
always
cause problems in other people's lives.
love will follow.
Janet, Wagwan.
You can always come home. I'm never too far. You can always
My special guest, ladies and gentlemen, Sir John T. I'm gonna open up this microphone. I don't want to tell everybody know, but I'm, you know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Never tell John, never tell me. But it's all good. John T. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Well, good evening. It's good to be here. Good to be here. I think it's the second time I'm coming into your studio, and it's so homely.
Thank you, sir. Homegrown.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. It's a
Very
pleasure
homely.
having you. That song we just heard a while ago, Come Home, as my daughter said the other day, I was talking to her, I said, how's the school thing coming up? You know what I mean? Because I said at 25, remember the conversation we had? 25, I was doing certain things. You know, you're supposed to own this. I'm going to help you with it, do whatever. You know what she said to me? She said, but remember, track number 12 on the album, you said, you can
Okay.
always come home. I was like, John,
Doesn't matter where you roam, you gotta go home.
You got to come home, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy though that I think it's a culture thing that we say, well, 18 years old, 18 and out, or sometimes 21 and out.
Yeah.
And I feel like these kids nowadays, not just nowadays, but from a long time, we're not prepared for life. They're not necessarily adults at 20, 21 years old. What do you think?
I agree. I agree. Well, who's to be blamed for that, though? You know, we as parents, we must be careful how we parent.
Yeah.
And there are parents who allow their children to be parents and even dictate to the parents the things they should do.
Right.
And I think we are falling down where that is concerned
Right.
in parenting children. I thank God for the parents I had when I was growing up. That has allowed me to understand what it is to be a parent.
Right.
And I tried to, my children, I tried to grow them up the same way I was brought up.
Implement those same
Yes.
disciplines.
And it has worked.
Wow.
I mean, I have 5 grown children. And I'm very happy with them, where they have reached in
Right.
this time in their lives. They're all independent. They all went to college and did well. So they're on their own.
Wow. And just as human beings,
Yeah.
they make you proud.
Oh, certainly. Certainly.
That's what's
And
up.
so, no, being a grandfather,
So let me ask you this though, because you speak about being a grandfather, and this is my observation when it comes to like my dad and many others, right? The parents that they were, that strict disciplinarian. Sometimes I said to my father, I'm not asking, I'm like, where's that guy, right? Because when I was a kid, everything I did, I'm marking, I was doing stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The discipline was coming down, was being handed down. Now, if they don't see my kid with the gun in hand, she never did it. It's like they're just there to defend and to protect and to spoil. Is that you? Where you just discipline the kids, but now you're just sucker granddad and granddad and spoil the kids and they get everything?
no, I don't think I would do that.
No?
No, I don't think I do that.
I would.
It sits in me to love,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes you have to have tough love too.
Right.
Because when we were growing up, we believed that we knew it to all.
Yep.
But the same thing applies to the children.
They do.
They think they're smarter than you.
Oh, they'll tell you. They don't just think it. They'll tell you straight up.
And you have been there.
Yeah.
I know this is the time for modern technology,
Mm-hmm.
and the things that they can do, they probably can teach you and I.
A lot.
But
A lot.
about life itself,
Right.
we have been there.
We have. I tell my daughter all the time. I said, you're cheating the game right now. I said, the stuff I'm talking to you about, and showing you and preparing you for, is not that my parents were not great parents, but they didn't prepare me for this. And certain conversations you weren't having with your parents. We weren't having financial conversations with our parents about their financial situation and how to improve upon that and how to be better. It just wasn't happening. It was grown folks' business, and you're a kid. So right now, I'm telling you all of this. It means it's back to the future. You went in the future. You are me. I'm telling you this right now. So you have the heads up. But nah, they know.
What is different though in this time is that you and I were, well, you're pretty younger than I am, so much younger than I am.
You're two.
But I know we have to acknowledge the fact that we were brought up into a lot of ignorance,
Oh, very much so. Very much so.
and we don't want our children to grow up that way.
Right,
So the
right.
things that your parents wouldn't teach you when you were growing up, you have to make sure that you
Yeah.
teach these children.
Yeah, you got to prepare.
Especially talk about teenage pregnancy and all those kind of things. And you tell your parents would tell you how one gets to be pregnant and all kind of nonsense.
Right.
But it was all ignorance, and even to look on a person's health. I mean, if you're from the country, or from my country, lots of roasting yam and banana and things.
Starch for days.
And if you're fat, you're well. You're
Yeah.
doing fine. Oh,
Your mom got something wrong with you.
is Rose Isabel. She looks well. She
Yeah.
just rosy and
Round.
just round,
Yep.
And if you were healthy, slim and trim, something is wrong. I'm sick. Or you're sick. But this is then again come back.
So
It comes
true.
back. It comes back to ignorance. Too,
It was ignorance.
Yeah.
It was ignorance. And cultural, and guess what? Something we passed down and passed down. And I tell people right now, and you're a grandparent now. I'm not there yet. Hopefully, I'm not dead anytime soon. But I tell my child all the time, the things that I see you do, majority of them are things I have done. It's just my job to discipline you for it. It's my job to teach you. I remember specifically when she was in elementary school, and she came home one day I went to pick her up, and she was out there playing soccer, and I'm like, what's going on here? And the front of the shoes, this is charter school uniform. The front of the leather shoes scuffed up, rub off, first day of school. And I was so mad. So when I went home, I was like, go to your room, the whole nine, the atypical punishment. And sometimes you can't see your own face. So I was standing there, my wife saw me, and she was like, what are you smiling about? I'm like, I'm not smiling. She's like, yes, you are. But what was going through my mind was, I got in trouble for the very same thing. The very first day of school. It's just the results were different. I got a whooping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's the very, very, very same thing. So different time, the cycle of life continues, but we all go through it.
Oh yes, certainly.
We all go through it.
Certainly.
But I'm gonna be that grandfather. Whenever I get to that point, revenge is imminent. I told my child, I said, revenge is imminent. So all the way you put me through, if when you get to that day when you got kids, it's on. I'm gonna Red Bull up your children and send them back to you. It's just revenge. It's just revenge.
Yeah.
So, music, John T. You are the guy that's tasked with not just playing the best music, because that's what you do, but introducing it to the masses and sharing with the masses the way it's supposed to be done, which is what the song is, who produced this song, who is the artist and stuff like that. The important stuff,
Yeah.
right? Because I think we're in a time right now where people just are playing music and song finish and you have no idea who it is, right?
Yeah.
Do you get an opportunity to listen to radio? You spend a lot of time on radio. Do you get an opportunity when you are not on to listen to radio?
Yeah, and I listen to radio all over the Caribbean, not just here, but in Jamaica. I tend to do that in the afternoon time to see what they're putting out.
Right.
And I must say that I'm somewhat disappointed with the radio in Jamaica.
Right.
Maybe they have too many radio stations there. But I mentioned Jamaica because that's where I kind of have the interest started in Jamaica. The people actually I kind of admired when I was in Jamaica was that people like Winston Williams,
Right.
The late Frey, Michael Baka Tafari, Errol Thompson. Winston is still around, but these are people who actually inspired me to broadcasting. And when I listen to the music that's being played and not just Jamaica, because when I go to Trinidad and Tobago,
Same thing.
and I hear that kind of thing. But I think we have a tendency to blame. And there are times when I hear people talk about this generation. I was listening to a song you played earlier on by King Charles. King Charles of this generation. But listen to the quality music.
Yeah.
So, being on radio, we have a responsibility to promote quality. So I don't really go for the fact that people are saying what the now generation is putting out. Is what we allow to be out there.
Right.
Because they have quality music out there. You think about people like Roman Virgo. These are people of this generation.
Yep. Christopher Martin. Tyrus, yeah.
You know, Bizarre Signal. And they are so too numerous to mention. But there are a lot of youngsters who are putting out quality music. But it is incumbent on us. So it's our responsibility to put the right stuff.
Why is it not happening though? Because you mentioned those names, and even some of the names that are putting out the music we say suck. I want to say suck. That's my outlook. But I mean the music we question in terms of the content. Some of those same artists have songs that are of substance,
Yes.
but that substance song is not being played. So they go over on the other side now and they make some nonsense, right? And the nonsense is getting played. The thing is, sometimes we wonder what comes first, the cart or the horse, the chicken or the egg. You know what I mean? Is it radio playing the trash, or they are force feeding the trash to the radio?
It is back to us. It's also the responsibility of the producers. I mean, let's look at Willie Lindo. Willie Lindo has been around for a long, long time. Listen to the music that comes out of heavy beat, the quality music, no nonsense music.
Right.
We need to admire these people and follow their example.
Right.
Because they have been there, they are putting out songs that have gotten an international scene. You look on what most of our colleagues are playing. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Whatever the reasons why they have this tendency to promote this kind of music, that to me, it doesn't go anywhere other than in your station.
Right there, nowhere else.
It doesn't go
Yeah,
anywhere else.
yeah.
So it's why people keep on hearing all the time.
The programming.
Yes, the programming. The producers have to be blamed too.
Wow. Now, when we talk radio, you mentioned there's a lot of radio stations, especially in Jamaica.
Too
and
many.
especially in the advent of the internet right about now. Some of the radio stations don't even have to be brick and mortar. They don't have to be a regular formatted radio. They could be internet radio stations, and they can gain popularity based on who's behind it, and it carries weight, right? So there's less quality assurance there, less a QA there, because the FCC
yeah.
is not on their back,
Right.
at least immediately, as they would be on regular radio. But back to regular radio, do all of these stations have producers? You say it's incumbent on the producers. You know what I mean? The producers of the shows.
Producers and I'm talking about record producers.
record producers.
Record producers. is What I'm talking about. You allow a person to come into your studio to sing nonsense because it can give you.
Some money.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this then, because that's a conversation I've been having recently, right? I personally feel like over the years, past 10 years, when we've heard what I deem to be a steady decline in the content and the quality of music that's come out, people find somebody to blame, and they're blaming the artists. And I've always said, whatever happened to the producers? Not just the fact that you allow somebody to come in the studio to voice some nonsense, but right now we're talking about this trap dancehall. We're talking about stuff that's not reggae, stuff that's not dancehall. We're complaining, but is producers making those rhythms? So how
agree.
culpable, how viable are, how much blame, how much merit or ill merit do we put on these producers that are making these so-called crossover material?
You know, you have to ask yourself the question: why? Why are they doing it? Because I'm sure some of these songs that are produced by some of these producers, they wouldn't play these songs at home.
Wow, that makes so much sense.
No, they wouldn't.
I didn't think about it that way.
So it's really incumbent on them to understand that they're feeding
Right, right.
these young people out there, feeding them something that you don't feed your own at home. And I'm sure if they're at home and the radio station is playing certain songs, they'll probably switch the station and say, hey, don't listen to that.
Yeah, I got my kids here. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Or driving in the car.
Yeah. It needs some kind of regulation though. It needs some regulating. And even if the government will have to come and be a part of it. And people might say, no, it shouldn't get politics involved. But they're there to lead. They have a responsibility to protect their generation, to protect their people. We can't allow people just do what they feel like doing. No.
Free for all can't continue. And again, that government thing, I think when it comes to people like islands like Jamaica and others like that, where the music contributes heavily to the growth and development and the revenue source that comes into the country, I think the government have more responsibility, more onus on them than do, let's say, the U.S. government, right? Because the music that is produced here, outside of taxes that people pay and the money they make, the music don't affect the country. This is not what the revenue stream for the country, but reggae music is the marketing tool for Jamaica.
It is.
Right? It's the biggest marketing tool and the freest marketing tool too. So in that regard, you say, you know what, government, you should take a little bit of responsibility. But the other thing you just said, who really wants government involved? And what lines get blurred and crossed once government gets involved?
Yeah, people are somewhat scared that when they get politics involved, it becomes too political. You know, they're gonna take sides and promote their people who they think
Right.
are close to them politically.
Right.
But you have to find a way to deal with this. You know, if it took a look on the people who have made it on the international scene in the last 20 years or more, and see the kind of music. I mean, I didn't want to go to this, but in the recent Grammy, you know, people have been criticizing Soldier,
Right.
Soldiers of Jah Army. That's an acronym for that.
Yep.
But I don't have a problem with that, you know.
Me either.
Let me tell you why I don't have a problem with that. It doesn't matter where you're from and you sing reggae music,
Yeah.
Jamaican music,
Yeah.
and they're only helping to promote the stuff.
Yeah.
Now, if you allow other people to go out there and put out quality and you sit back and relax, who are you going to blame?
It comes right back. Put
And
point it on us.
And then again, how many reggae artists have been recording foreign music over the years?
Yeah. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. Chef, what go on?
And this has been going on for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Cimarrons, is Bob Marley's song. Cold Ground Was My Bed Last Night. Cimarrons made that one popular. Talking Blues type of a song.
My favorite Bob album, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cimarrons made a hit out of it
Wow.
many years ago. Cimarrons is a foreign. Don't nobody complain.
Nope. Because if it works in our favor, we're good.
But exactly, that's what I'm saying.
We good
That's
enough.
what I'm saying. You know?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying.
Nah, it's
And there was Johnny Nash from Texas,
yeah.
who helped to popularize some of Marley's music. Nobody criticized him on that. It wasn't Grammy, but he did something for reggae music.
And even when Jimmy did that version of his song,
You know, I can see clearly
I can
now.
see clearly now.
Nobody
Yeah,
criticized.
nobody said nothing. Matter of fact, we don't even we try to act like Jimmy don't exist, Johnny don't exist, right?
You know, and
Cat
everybody.
Stevens and Maxi Priest. Well,
Exactly.
Who's
Look,
Cat Stevens.
You know, but because it's a Grammy now, everybody's complaining. Quality is quality. It doesn't matter where it comes from. And if you sing reggae music, it doesn't matter where you're from. It's still reggae music, and it's Jamaican music.
Right.
That's how I see it. It doesn't matter where you come. Maxi Priest, his parents are from Jamaica. He's a Breton.
Yeah.
He's a Breton.
But we fixed that. We claim him.
We claim him. We claim what
JC Lodge. We scratch
we,
that.
we claim it when it's convenient for us.
Yeah, when it works.
Yeah,
our
we
people.
claim Maxi Priest.
Yeah.
We claim Steel Pulse.
Yeah, we do.
You see what I'm saying? They're Bretons.
Yeah, but you don't know them big. Superstar thing. Oh, art. I want you. But it is so true. It is so true. The hypocrisy is crazy. is
Yeah.
what I would say. But the other thing I did notice too, and you can tell me, I listened to, prior to the actual Grammy Awards, the only one I hadn't listened to at the time was the Spice album. And it was because at the time there wasn't a clean version. I was coming from vacation with my family and I couldn't play
Yeah.
that, right? And when I listened to it, content-wise, I like Spice because I like the fact that she stays true to herself. And outside of the raunchy lyrics, which is not for me, the fact that she's not trying to do anything but dancehall, which is something I love from a Sean Paul too, where no matter what rhythm he goes on, no matter what genre he ends up in, what he does is dancehall. So I give her that credit. But I never thought the content that she released was going to be a Grammy winning.
Are you referring to Go Down There?
The whole that's the tamest thing on the album.
Yeah, but you know, that's the collaboration with Shaggy and Sean Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that the former president had that song on his playlist?
Sing
Barack
it up.
Obama?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the rest of the content on that
I
album.
understand. But it was my favorite song. I really like Gram Smoke and Positive Vibration.
I liked Graham, so I was rooting for Jesse Royal.
And, well, Jesse Royals, apart from his loyalty
Mm-hmm.
in the conscious music, he did pretty well with his songs, but maybe because Etana is my friend and I don't want to sound biased.
Right.
but well, those are the two songs, albums I had in mind.
Etana and Grams.
Yeah.
Funny enough, because people talk about the category reggae music. I can't believe a non-reggae entity, a race to a white band, American band. There's so many different strikes against them, right? Winning the Grammy. But my observation was that there were just about 2 fully reggae albums submitted. If the category is reggae music, majority of the stuff was borderline crossover. Gramps is a beautiful album, but it was a reggae country album to a vibe, right? Spoke to Gramps about it. It's like it's a reggae with a country twang. But in terms of just saying straight up reggae, and I'm saying this only because all the people that were making an uproar, that's where they went. You know, it's reggae and that's not reggae and whatever the case may be. But in the true pure definition of what reggae music is, Soulja and Jesse Royal are probably the 2 albums that were really reggae. Etana's album was to me almost a Afrobeat-ish kind of a crossover album.
It was a crossover. But what do you say about Shaggy's album?
Which one?
The two Grammy that he won over the years, they're not.
They're not. But I'm just saying that to say the excuse that we're pulling is that, how dare these people who don't really know reggae like that win for a reggae album when the artists that we wanted to win didn't submit pure reggae albums.
No, I
You know what I'm
understand
saying?
what you're saying. I understand the argument for both of them. But Spice, dancehall,
Yep.
and the older people from the days of the real rocksteady and reggae era, they tell you that it's not really reggae either.
True. But her thing pretty much is, and again, that's why people keep asking for dancehall and reggae to be separated, which I think is it should never be done.
Not. Reggae is reggae.
Reggae is reggae. It's the umbrella. And to be perfectly honest with you, if you ever separated them, then the weight of the dancehall category especially would be way weak. Because I said to somebody the other day, somebody was giving me a strong argument that dancehall should have its own category. So my question was, okay, cool. Let's say dancehall had its own category. Tell me the 6 albums that would have been nominated this year. Couldn't do it.
That's a good one. You know, I was telling a get together 5 years or more. Yeah, probably, yeah. And this lady said us get together, and they were playing some reggae music. That's how you and I know it. They were playing some of Marley music. They were playing some of Marcia Griffiths music. And I remember one of our children came up, our son actually, and said, "Can we play some real reggae music?"
Wow.
He wanted dancehall. That was his real reggae
So for
music.
him, that was real reggae music.
Yeah, that's it. You know, so so yeah, we have to be careful how we categorize the music.
Yeah.
You know, but to me, reggae is reggae because you have mellow reggae rock, you have dancehall reggae music, and you have all kinds of reggae music genre. Sometimes slightly off from what you're accustomed to.
And if you've been listening to this music long enough, you'd realize that majority of the songs that we say are reggae music today, technically back then would be considered dancehall music.
But Leroy Sibbles will tell you that.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he did on Ken Booth. What they were doing with dancehall music.
Sanchez.
Yes, they
Yeah.
were dancehall. The song you play, going back to King Charles' song, what do you call that? That's reggae music.
That's reggae.
That's a young man
Yeah.
who I think needs some more exposure. I
Right,
don't know what
right.
he has been doing in recent times, but this
Right.
guy has quality in his voice.
Talented kid. Talented kid. And that's the thing that right now I think is too much internal turmoil, because every year, if one of us had won the Grammy, there would still be an argument, and the argument would be he's not the person I'm rooting for.
But that's exactly so.
You know, and when I ask somebody, or if somebody asks me, who you think is going to win the Grammy, right? I translate it to say, you're asking me who I want to win the Grammy. Because most times people, they're just telling you their personal preference.
Yeah, of course. We all have our preferences.
We have our preference, and it doesn't have to do with the music. It's our preference. You know what I mean? I was rooting for Jesse just because of what he stands for outside of the music. And and you know, there were, to me, just bring it home. You know, Gramps won already. Boom, boom. I wanted Jesse to roll.
Yeah, and Jesse has been doing it for quite a while now, because I remember the first time he was actually introduced to me from musically through Tats. Tats did a lot of promotion for him on a Virus album.
Right.
And he has some really good songs on it, and I admired the contents of his songs. You know, so.
But quality of music is not enough to win your Grammy.
No, and then we have to be a part of this organization. So I want us to remember that there's an organization
Right.
where we vote.
Right.
If you don't have a vote, you can't vote.
Yeah, just like the midterm.
Exactly. So when I understand where that is concerned to, that you have to have a say.
Right. And there was an article that came out that some people were saying it was not factual, but it was then proven factual by an interview done by Christy Barber, saying that there were people in Jamaica that was saying that the $100 per year to maintain that membership as a voting Grammy member was too much. And I'm saying to myself, okay, then this is your craft. This is what you're trying to put out to the world. And a bottle of Hennessy costs $120 in the dance at Jamaica. You know what I mean? And the Gucci belt costs $400. But the membership to the Grammy, so you can be a voting member and back up your gripe and your complaint, is the $100 is too much. Priority
wrong.
Priority off. But I mean, hey, it's Gucci. We need the belt.
Wrong.
We need the belt. Will this ever stop? Because it's funny. I did an interview on another friend of mine's program a couple months ago, and they asked me the question about the Grammy. And my thing was, after listening to the quality, the submissions, nice songs in there, but it was not, to me, it didn't feel like a heavyweight year, right? It didn't feel like that year where, you know, you have the two real strongest teams in the NBA finals or the strongest teams in the NFL finals, you know, in the Super Bowl. It felt like there was good music in there. So I said to myself, well, this probably is the year, if any, that the non-Jamaican traditional entity is going to get, and so said, so done.
Yeah. I wasn't really surprised. I must be honest with you. I was not.
Right.
I wasn't surprised. Some people were shocked. I don't know why they were, but
Right.
like I said, we all have our preferences, and you want your artist to win. You want your group to win.
Yeah.
I wasn't shocked.
I think it's now come down to just give one of us. Because at the end of the day, I don't think a year.
I hope you don't reach out to
I hope not. I hope not. Because there hasn't been a year, I think, in the last. I'm trying to think of the last time somebody won, and the general consensus was, yeah. I couldn't tell the last time.
We want our writers to get serious about the music. We want our producers to get serious about the music. And you don't plan for a Grammy the same. Well, I think you have to make a submission a year in advance.
Yeah.
But we need some more writers to be serious about the contents.
Right.
And I think that some of them get too lazy now.
Yeah.
They're doing too many cover songs. I'm not against cover songs, but we think we're doing too many of them.
Right.
And we have talented songwriters that need to take this thing seriously, write songs, and produce as well, properly.
Right.
So when we enter, like the Grammy, we have quality music. We're getting too lazy.
And you mentioned the writers, and it's something that a lot of people don't realize. When it comes to a songwriter, there's two people that's considered the songwriters, right? You have the person who writes the lyrics, and you have the person who writes the composition. And at the end of the day, the Grammy recognizes the major thing that the Grammy pays attention to
Yeah.
is the production and composition.
Exactly.
So I think our producers have become rather lazy. And the truth be told, it probably starts from that whole concept of the this overabundance of covers too, because when you're making a cover, all you're really doing is kind of duplicating the original, putting a reggae swing on it, right? So it's not as much going into it, you'd say, as an original composition. And right now, a lot of folks need to realize that just putting out a body of work is not enough, because again, they are listening for the sonics, and if the artist that you don't know sound is produced, because I think the production, the album that was best produced, to me, the best production sonically was Gramps. But the other one that had nice production too was Soulja. The production, I want to say production, I don't mean the composition, I mean the quality that you're hearing through those speakers, the mix, the master,
The
the whole
arrangement
thing.
was good.
Yeah, everything, it was quality. So you can't knock it.
You will have to understand the originality of these songs.
Yep.
These are not no cover songs, these are not done over things. We have to take this thing seriously.
Yeah. Have you ever heard a cover? Song or cover compilation win?
No, that will
No
not
work?
happen. No, you know, in my opinion, the best cover song I've heard in the last 10 years is Mikey Spice cover song.
I said
I said.
Yo, that song there. You know, it's funny. You're probably right. And why? Anytime I look at the song, I say, yeah, you're right. It's because I don't think of, I don't even remember. And Neil Diamond is a bigger artist.
It doesn't fly.
I don't remember Neil Diamond version.
Listen. You know, Mikey has his voice and the arrangement of the song.
Yeah, proper.
That song will last forever if there's a cover song.
Yeah.
And like you rightly say, we don't remember that Neil Diamond's original singer.
And Neil is huge.
But he did such an excellent job. Some people didn't even know for Neil
Yeah.
Diamond's version.
Yeah. That
But-
song is the wild world of this era.
Yeah,
It's
you got it.
it is. You don't remember the original.
You got it.
But at the same time, the only way, if you have that one song sprinkled in the midst of a lot of original compositions,
Yeah.
then you'll be all right.
All sorts of-
But so you think right now there's too much covers coming out?
Too many.
Laura said cover songs. That part, guys, way too many. See that? And a lot of people feel that way. And guess what? I'm not. That's cool. Not knocking it. But yeah, I agree with you 100%.
What is bad about covering these songs? Not everybody can cover a song.
Yeah.
Don't do it because you just want to have your name out there.
Right.
There are some people who are really good at cover songs.
Yeah.
But take a break.
Yeah.
Take a break.
Yeah. Yeah. It's get with the songwriters.
Exactly. And there are a lot of songwriters who can't sing.
Yeah.
Get
In every
with it.
genre.
Yeah. So
Some people don't realize that their biggest pop star didn't write those songs.
Look on the big star. She passed on some years ago.
Whitney?
Has she ever written a song?
I don't know.
I don't know if any.
She did. She just didn't release it.
But
Yeah.
I mean, this lady to me is the best I've ever heard in my whole life.
Mariah too.
You understand? Mariah's up there.
Yeah.
But I
And
think Mariah writes some of her songs.
she writes some of them, but those,
Yeah.
most of those big hits that we know of,
Babyface has written some of Whitney Houston's songs.
Babyface,
And Kelly,
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly has written
Right.
a few of her songs.
I remember there was a year when, this is probably, I was in high school. So we're talking about like 90, 93, 94. The year, because we used to, in Jamaica, we had the charts coming down every Friday night. You go and listen to the charts coming down. And I remember one Friday, and it was a couple weeks standing, I think every song on the chart was written by, except maybe one or two was written by Babyface. There was a
Yeah.
Mariah on the chart. There's a Boyz II Men on the chart. There was a Babyface on the chart. There was a Celine on the chart, a Tony Braxton. That's when all those albums came out. And who wrote all those songs?
Babyface.
Babyface. So
He had an album out there too.
yeah, For the Cool in You was out at the same time as I'm Ready, as Breathe Again, as all them albums. And everyone, there's a song on the chart. And I think
Yeah.
all but maybe one or two. And I think the song, you know which song was not his? The R. Kelly song. You remind me of my Jeep. Because it was on at the same time. Too.
Right.
But
R.
all the
Kelly.
rest was Babyface written songs. So it's important. We know that the songwriting thing is very important.
No, it's very important, and we need to get serious about that. And those who can sing, get with a songwriter and do a thing, because
proper producer.
originality is good. And the thing is, original is good, always good, and the arrangement has to accompany it too.
Right.
You know what I have discovered in recent times, though, and it has been going on for a while. A lot of people like to sing, and even people who write sometime. And you and I know this too, because we use it on radio, what is called a hook.
Yeah. Yeah.
you have to have a hook in that song. An example, a big hook. Once you hear that opening song with
Taros.
Taros.
She's
Pum,
royal.
pum, pum.
Yep. Yep.
You know what is coming next. Everybody's going to say, even if you don't know the rest of the song, but they know the chorus. The chorus goes before it.
Yep.
She's royal, everybody going to sing it.
Yep.
And they have to understand that the hook is very, very important.
Yeah.
I'm not a songwriter, but I know when there's a hook.
And he'll be singing that song
You
for
know?
the rest of his life.
Yes, that song will never
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
You know, songwriters have to take it seriously. Get
Right.
together with people who can sing, because there are so many good singers. But right here in South Florida,
Yeah.
there are so many
A lot
good
of
singers. So many good singers here, and I think you're actually wasting your talent if you keep on doing cover songs. No disrespect to the singers.
Right.
Hope they don't take it disrespectfully.
Right.
But we have too many talents here to be wasting your time singing over other songs that have already made it.
Right.
Popular songs. And you can't really cover a song that was so good in those days that people are not going to play some of the original songs.
Because they're going to compare it to the original.
No, you can't. You can't. So take it seriously. Get together with a songwriter. Do your thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many talents right here in South Florida.
Right.
And sometimes I'm upset with it. I'm really upset with some of the promoters here when they have a show and they don't include some of the talents here. Because some of the people they bring from other countries, Jamaica, I must say, most time, and even England, they're not as good as the ones here. So there's a certain amount of disrespect to our singers here, recording artists here, who are really, really good.
Right.
You know, and they just need a break.
So what I guess what they got to do pretty much is there's nothing wrong like with bring the artists over if you want, because there might be a bigger draw.
No, certainly.
And we haven't seen them. They're not,
No, certainly.
But put some of our people on
you
the
don't
bill
have to
too.
bring 6, 7 of them.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's true. And that's something we've been speaking about for a long time. And I'd love to say it's changed, but it hasn't. It has not.
You know, I'm looking back and see where people were living here were well received and get on the chart. When those days where our charts were made from sales return from the different record outlets, because we had a number of record outlets back in the days when I just started on radio, up into the 90s. I remember Ron Burke, C-Roy and myself used to tabulate the chart. But it was all sales return from the different outlets, Rainbow, and there were others down in Miami, including VP. I remember Wade did a song.
Yep.
It will come back to me.
And I know the song you're talking about too.
Michael Russell, Throw Your Love on Me,
Yeah.
was #1 for weeks. I mean, that was a really
Heavy beat.
production. You know,
I think the Wayne Wade was too.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a heavy beat.
And Houghton Linda
Yeah.
had a #1.
Yeah.
And this was not a question about you like that song. It's a question people had went out and bought these records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real sales.
Yes, real sales.
But speaking of real sales, let me ask you this, because in the advent of the whole social media, cell phones, iTunes, Spotify, whatever, which personally I think streaming is a devil, but that's just me. We're talking about days when if you wanted a song, you had to drive to the record store to get it, right? Now, if you live in Fort Lauderdale and it's not in FYE, and I'm dropping 10, 15 years ago, you're going to have to drive to Miramar, go get it at a VP, or you have to go find it, right? Now, forget you live in Miramar, forget you live in South Florida. Let's say you live in Tennessee. You have to get the physical thing. Now, forget about Tennessee. You live in Africa, right? In order for sale to get you have to get the physical thing.
Yeah.
And people were, that's why I said Shaggy, Sean Paul, even Beanie Man, the Bunties. Don't play with those names, because they sold records when you had to put the record on a donkey and carry it, go give it where it's supposed to be.
Yes.
But now the thing is accessible in your hand.
Yeah.
And artists who have millions of followers can't sell a fraction of the records that the people who used to have to sell heavy CDs and cassettes.
Yeah. That's the point. That's the point.
What's going on with that, Sir John? What's going on with that?
I don't know. That's a very, very important observation. It does me but I realized though that has been happening now, and I'm sure you're aware that vinyl seems to be coming back.
I'm making my collection.
Yeah.
See,
Vinyl?
all of it. Yeah.
Well, I never sold mine, you know. I was
yeah?
in my garage.
You still have them?
Oh, yes. I've got 45 of my LPs.
What? Which when they leave up now when you're not there?
I have thousands, man. I have thousands because, I mean, I'm going back when I started on radio, what? 36 years, a little over 36 years now.
Right.
When I used to go to the stage with my boxes.
Yeah,
My
heavy.
45.
You have to be in shape to be a
my
DJ.
gosh.
Wow. Now my collection, I probably own maybe 200. I don't have as much as
No, I have thousands.
much as you.
Yeah.
But you're right. Vinyl is coming back, especially in Europe and the UK. And the people who really love the music, yes. But I'm like, and the kids, believe it or not, it's almost like the kids and the older folks. But the middle generation still not getting back in.
Well, my daughter, she just bought vinyl the other day.
Wow.
My daughter is in her early 30s, and I'm saying,
You're surprised.
They know what you know what. That's what
Yep.
she wanted.
She wants her vinyl.
Yeah, she has a record player.
Yeah, it's a different sound.
To me,
Yeah,
it's a better sound.
yeah, it's a warmer,
It's a better sound.
warmer sound.
It's a better sound.
Yeah,
It's a better sound.
Vinyl is a different thing. It's a
Yes,
different thing.
I mean, I don't play it unless I have to, because at the stage we do have turntables.
Right.
If something goes wrong with the CD disc, we can resort to
Turntable.
I don't. Yeah. Well, what I've been doing is transferring from records to CD.
Right.
Because
Right.
it's just much easier to carry around.
Yeah. A lot lighter.
Yeah. I want a CD can hold about 18 songs, depends on
Yeah.
the length of each song.
Right. Versus. Yeah.
Carrying 18 records in one CD.
Right. I hope my father is not watching though, because I scored some vinyl, and I was not being deceitful. I was being honest. I said to my dad, "Listen, you're not playing them to you. Give me these." And it's a lot of pop records and a lot of soft rock records and jazz and whatever. I said, "Give me these, and I'll put them in digital format for you. So I'm gonna give you the digital format, and I'm gonna keep these, right?" And he's like, "Okay, let's go to deal." 4 years I run now, John. I'll never get one. So, so I don't know, but there's something about that vinyl sound.
No.
That I really dig.
I happen to have gone to sessions, if they want to call it sessions, and you have some people who only play vinyl.
Nothing else.
Yeah, let me say good evening to my friend Barry Smallhorn.
Mad.
Yeah, he's not gonna play CDs.
Yeah.
No.
If it ain't vinyl, he's not with it.
No, he's a vinyl man.
Cool, no, man.
He
Cool,
come
no,
to me and say,
cool.
"Well, I'm Janty, you can't give me someone in vinyl."
Yeah. And if I don't call me, I'll call you.
Yeah.
You know, people don't like to part ways with their vinyl.
No. And you call me and say, "Well, you're a player tune. You have it on vinyl."
Which you do.
I do. I do.
No, my vinyl is a different sound. It's a warm sound, and even as you talk about vinyl, to me, I think it's just a support for the culture, because again, it takes a lot to press a vinyl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially today, and it's not light, so the shipping and the whole nine. But I think when people go out and buy these things, it shows that there's an appreciation for the culture. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about just because here's vinyl to me is the bar, the standard. So anytime I hear an album that comes out that's quality, my first response to it is, man, this needs to be on vinyl. I remember saying that to Alba Rosie when his album Unbreakable, Alba Rosie Meets the Wailers, came out like 3 years ago, which I thought should have been the Grammy winner that year, but different story. And I'm like, once I heard it, I said, vinyl, that needs to be on vinyl. If it's good enough, vinyl. So ladies and gentlemen, go out there and support the vinyl vibes, because trust me, it's the culture. It is coming back. It's a big deal. Speaking of big tunes out there, we got a couple of them coming up. Some new songs dropping. Again, covers, original vibes, all kind of things coming up. When you get music sent to you, right? I tell people this all the time. The first couple of seconds, there's some songs that'll grow on you, but you see the songs that I love, first couple of seconds, I'm in. From the drum roll, I'm in. Live drums. When you get some music and you put it in your car, what is it about it that grabs you?
No, like you just said, well, the first time, the introduction is what most I listen. Once you hear that intro, most times something good is coming after that.
Right.
That's the intro.
Once you hear a proper.
Yeah. And then some of them gradually sounds light. You know, an example, Sister Haya has a gospel song, God on Time. And you have to be careful. I just said it a while ago that intro sometimes
Right.
get to me. But sometimes it's good to listen for a couple of seconds and see what comes after that light intro, because that gospel song, to me, it has grown on me. But when you listen to the intro, you say, what's coming after this? But she gradually goes into it, and the up-tempo sound of the gospel.
Right.
You know?
The feel.
Yes.
Wow. And I was telling somebody the other day, I'm sorry, but a lot of good music is being made. People make it sound like it not being made. A lot of good music
That
being
is
made.
my argument, J. Cole. I've heard it too many times that, why they're not making any good music again? No, that's not true.
Yeah.
You know, people are older than I. I mean, even some people my age say all kind of foolishness about, oh, they're not making music like yesterday. No, that's not true. People are writing good songs. People are singing good songs. And we are to be blamed. And I'm going to include myself,
Right.
which I rarely do, in terms of what you play out there. But I don't want the people are older than us to just listen a song and just condemn it without even listening to the lyrical contents of the song.
Ageism.
You understand?
Ageism.
Because there are so many good songs out there. And most times when they go to these shows and they hear, it's, you know, they change. You know, and say,
But they won't give it that's all right off the bat.
No.
So is that their predisposition
Yeah.
to not like it?
Right.
And then you have to work on making them like it.
You know, there are some people who still believe that the songs must sound like a Derek Morgan or a Prince Buster.
Right. Yeah. In 2022.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And sometimes they even call, boy, we can't get a Prince Buster, we can't get a Derek Morgan.
And it's the same thing with the dancehall, you know. People ain't so like Shabba in 2022.
You know, and somebody will meet you one day and say, well, I listen to all the while, but all them hook up. Boogie Yaga music. And I say, hold a second. And I will use some names. And I call some names. I say, Burris is making good song. Mike is fine. Do you know those people? Oh, sir, but when you play this song, it's it's so that.
It's funny. You know, I had somebody tell me the other day that they didn't know, grown person,
Yeah.
that they didn't know who Barry Hammond was.
Yeah.
That
They know the songs,
They know
though,
the
you
song.
They know the songs, but they don't know who's
But
singing.
I did not know that there was somebody in the face of the planet that have any form of Jamaican in them.
No.
I don't know who Barry Hammond
And
is.
young people too. Listen, I know Jamaicans who have come to this country and they're so Americanized. I'm serious.
Right, no, it's true.
That they don't know the names of certain artists, even though they might know the song, but they don't pay attention.
Right.
They will hear the
Right.
song.
Right.
And when I remember I had a discussion with this young lady some years, not long ago, 3-4 years ago, and she was saying, there's no female singers out there anymore. Apart from my group, it's what's going to happen to all these female singers. And right up, I brought up Etana. She said, who's that?
Wow.
I said, Google Etana, play one of her songs. And she said, when she played the song, she said, you know, I love this song, but I never know who sing it. You know?
Yep. It wasn't. They didn't do the research. It wasn't worth doing the research. And even that, I spoke to a couple of female artists, and I'll say this over the last, especially the last 4 or 5 years, I think, and I'm a lover of the old days. You know what I mean? I'm a lover of the old days. But I think in the last 4 or 5 years is the most quality, talented female singers coming out at the same time. The music is not going out as fast, as hard, and as successful as it once was. But I don't think ever there was a time when there were as many female. I've done 2-hour shows. I call my ladies' night shows. 2 consecutive nights where I don't play nothing but ladies, and I also don't play none of the veterans, no Marcias.
Yeah.
You know, I think I stopped at Etana. That's furthest back I'm going, Etana. But there's so many dope female artists right now.
Right here in Florida.
Right here
Right
in
in
South
Florida. You can name them.
Yeah.
You
One's
know?
on the show. Empress Unique up on the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's gonna be.
Empress Senior, there's Marcia Ball.
Yeah.
There's Novelty.
Yeah.
Susan Sultry.
Yeah. A lot
Quite,
right here.
quite a number of good
Right
female
here.
singers are
La
here.
Vie, a lot of people right here.
Yeah.
Dope female artists. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to go out there and support the artists. And again, remember, right now we have legends coming up very, very soon, and Empress Unique is on the show. When I say to you, Janty, the name Leroy Sibley's, what comes to what?
They say, once a heptone, always a heptone.
Jano.
No, he's a fantastic performer. He's really a true musician, you know, because you and I know that him, and
Yes.
when he come to the bass,
Yeah, the
he knows
original.
it, you know.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a man who's an excellent songwriter. You know, he has written quite a number of songs. He was the songwriter for the group Heptones.
Right.
You know, and he led that group for years, and then not too many singers would go solo and still continue a
Still
career.
have a career like that, yeah.
A number of singers have left groups and had to go back.
Yeah. Successful group.
He never had to go back because he was the Heptones.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like a Teddy
In
Pen.
so many
He's like a
ways.
Teddy Pendergrass to whatever the group name was.
Yeah, what a good
That will
one,
come back. That will
Yeah,
come
yeah,
back.
yeah.
But he was the drummer and the lead vocalist in most of the songs.
Yeah,
Harold
yeah.
Melvin and the Blue Notes.
the Blue Notes, yeah,
That's where
yeah.
Teddy Pendergrass was. But when Teddy
True.
left, he was Teddy.
Yeah.
He was always ready as
And
Teddy.
he was
Yeah.
heading up while Harold
Oh, yeah.
was stalling.
You know?
You know?
I remember the song that they did called Bad Luck, you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Teddy was the lead vocalist, but he was playing the drums also. But
Yeah.
he came out and went. So Leroy is one of those persons. You know, John Holt and the Paragons.
Yes.
John Holt left and made a name for himself as
Yes.
John Holt.
Yeah.
You know, it's so sad that sometimes one of these lead vocalists leave the group. That was it. That's the end of the group.
The group gone. yeah.
You understand? The Wailers, very fortunate. Bob Marley left with his sound, but Peter had his sound and Buddy had his sound.
Right.
You know, so they went soul and did very well for themselves.
It's whenever you see groups like those, and you can identify that talent out there, and they, like you say, step away from that group.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, that group is going to go. It's
Yeah.
gonna crumble.
Yeah.
It's gonna go away. But that's sometimes, I guess it's just the journey of music. Sometimes that's how you realize how great the artist is, because more times too, the solo, there's more times than the solo artist fail than succeed, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
When you go out on your own, people used to that voice and that familiar group and so forth to give you the success out there on the road.
But the sound has never left Leroy Sibbles, and that makes him so great.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on stage and he has two backup vocalists, and that you listen to the Heptones. Wow. Because he has the sound.
Wow, he is.
Yeah, he is the Heptones.
He is the
And,
Heptones.
It's such a fantastic performer. It's just good to see him on stage. You can never get tired of Leroy Sibbles.
And when you talk about artists, sometimes we talk about the performance, and we talk about the production, and we talk about the lineage and the history and all that stuff. But just overall, he's a damn good vocalist. And a lot of times,
Also-
because of all the other stuff he does.
Listen, he sings R&B as just as good as an R&B singer.
Yo.
Yeah,
Leroy's the man.
Yes.
Leroy's the man.
Let me take this opportunity, by the way, since I'm on your program for the first time in a long, long time. I have to send out my condolences to family members and friends of the mighty Diamond Soul.
Yes.
Because, I don't know, in a recent interview with Judge, the only surviving member of the Diamonds, he said that he's going to keep the legacy going. What is good about that intention is that he wrote most of the songs.
George did.
Yeah. Judge and I actually worked together in Jamaica. I don't know if you know that he was a member of the constabulary.
I didn't know.
Yeah. He was. I was one of his supervisors when we were stationed at Half a Tree in Augustown. So I know Lloyd George Ferguson very, very well.
Right.
He was in the army before, then he came and joined the constabulary. So
Right.
he's someone I know very, very well. And I'm just happy to hear him say that he will continue the legacy.
Right.
Because it's kind of hard to replace a Tabby Diamonds.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that he is the songwriter.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to get two good vocalists along with himself
Yeah.
to continue the journey.
And the Diamonds are loved, so they will get support.
Yeah, they will, because he writes. He writes very well. I just wanted to use this opportunity to say that to them.
Yeah, it's a sad, and of course, shortly thereafter, then we have, the passing of the other member,
Yeah, Bunny.
Bonnie, who
Bunny
was
Sim-
ailing.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things where, age and stuff like that will take you out. But a lot of times, it's not. And I say it with all due respect. It's unheralded. It's not supposed to be where we lose certain people a certain way. You know what I mean? Not at a certain age.
I don't know of another group that has lost two members
In a week.
within 5 days.
Wow. Enough of them. But rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. And we love the legends. And we talk about, again, another artist who is a legend in my ears, is also Michael Russell. You know?
Well, you know, he doesn't get the respect that he deserves. That's
Absolutely.
all I can tell you.
Absolutely.
Michael is a fine singer. I mean, second to none. I'm just being honest here. I have gone on stage with so many singers. Here in New York, in the Bahamas. I recall when they had something called the Caribbean Music Festival. And I was privileged to introduce Michael on stage
Right.
a few times. And there were other singers from Jamaica and other places, reggae singer. When Michael goes on stage, you know, people wait. When this
Right,
one comes. No, Michael is really an outstanding singer.
He is, and his songs.
And also a versatile singer, not just he sings reggae.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was doing my 25th anniversary, and he did a rendition of R. Kelly's song.
Right.
And when he walked behind the stage, from behind the stage, started singing from behind the stage, people thought it was a recording playing. Until when Michael walks,
Michael
I said,
Russell.
oh my God, it's Michael Russell.
Wow.
Yeah, he's good at that.
He is.
And I know if given the time, and I asked my promoter, don't give him less than 45 minutes, please.
Blasphemy.
No, he has too
Blasphemy.
many great songs that will keep that audience rocking.
Right, right.
Yeah, you know, please give him the time that he deserves.
Wow.
He has a lot of songs.
A lot, not just a lot of songs,
Good
but a lot of
songs.
great songs.
Songs that will grab the audience.
Oh
They will
my God.
Sing-along songs.
Oh my
That's what I'm
God.
talking about.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
And as with most people's catalogs, you have the hits that we can recognize right off the bat. From the drum roll, from the intro, we can recognize them.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about Michael Russell's catalog is even the songs that you are hearing for the first time or you don't hear on a regular, it's still a bad tune, still a big one, still one that you're going to want to sing along and move to. I'll say this about Michael Russell. I don't think, and I can't say this about everybody because even Bob Marley have sung a men alike. Very few, but Bob might have a tune. I'm gonna skip that. I have never heard a bad Michael Russell song.
He doesn't have any time for that. Michael sings for the ladies.
Right. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, he sings for the ladies.
I love it.
Even though there might be some misunderstanding in his
Right.
lyrical contents, you know.
He has spoken on that. It happens.
Yeah.
But
Some
no,
people
man.
think that he's still crying. Hey, Michael, don't disrespect here, sir. I'm just telling you what the people tell me when I play your songs.
You know, we're talking about it the other night. And
Oh,
he
really?
says- yeah. He says that people say,
but it's his style. It's his style.
Yeah.
You know, Michael has his style.
he's convincing.
Yes, right. And when you sing for the ladies, you can't go wrong.
You cannot.
And you know what is good about that? A lot of these songs, people can relate to it too.
Of course. We all.
Can
you know?
relate to the song, you know.
Mikey.
I mean, when I played some of the song this past Friday, a lady said to me, play back that song for me now because I might sing that. Because she could relate to the song he was singing. You know?
Yeah. Quality music, man. Quality music. And I'll say this about Michael Russell. I told him the other night too. I am down for sitting down and watching Michael Russell for 2 hours.
No.
I'd love to see an artist like a Michael Russell with like a 6-piece band.
Let me tell you how long I've known Michael Russell. When I started radio, Michael was around and I gave him a name. I called him Singing Mike.
Right.
Singer Mike.
Oh, so
right?
you give him that name?
Yeah, I called him. Yes, I called him Singer Mike. I gave other artists a few names to what they eventually changed to get big.
He mentioned the name Singer Mike. He mentioned it.
Yeah, I actually gave him that name because I never knew what to. At the time, what should I call this man? This man is a good singer. I'm gonna bring him on stage and say Singer Mike.
Right. Literally.
Yeah. But I give you a show that I MC one night at a club in Sunrise called Classic. And this young lady in Jamaica had a big song. I think it actually got on the Billboard chart. Sorry, remember that song?
Yeah.
Sorry, by this young lady.
The cover.
But she did well. It was
Yeah.
on the chart, R&B chart,
Yeah.
on the Billboard chart, and she was a featured artist for the night. And listen, the promoter made a mistake and make Michael. Michael came on just before. her.
Wow.
Oh my God! I'm trying to remember the lady's name. Can't recall her name. Until come back.
I know who you're talking about though. She did
Foxy Brown.
Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown. Yeah. The original Foxy Brown.
Yeah. So Foxy came on.
Yeah.
And listen, when Michael finished that night, you know, she was nervous like a leaf. She was so nervous. She couldn't do a show.
Yeah.
She did about 3 songs and walked off. She couldn't manage. Wow. She was so nervous. Even her big songs, sorry.
Wow.
She was cracking up. She was so nervous.
Right. Coming after
The
Michael.
pace was just too hot for her.
Russ is a big artist, man.
Yeah.
Michael Russ is a big
Michael
artist.
had classic rocking that night. Rocking.
Cool, man.
Oh,
How long did he perform for? Like a full set?
About half an hour.
About
half an hour.
Yeah, man. Michael need hour at least. Oh, at least.
That's what I said. Promoter, you listening? I can't tell you what to do. Don't give,
No pressure.
Don't give him less than 45 minutes. Yes, he has 2 minutes.
No
songs.
pressure.
Yeah.
Russ is a big artist. And as I listen to his catalog over and over, you don't get tired of hearing those songs. Yeah. And he has the huge songs, the Sweetie Like That and the You Show Me Loves and stuff like that. But lately, I've been playing some of the songs that I haven't been hearing. And some of the ones that I haven't been playing. And I'm like, this brother is something different.
Yeah, he has to. Yes, that's a lot of songs.
A talent that he has that many don't. I remember talking to Bobby Digital, and Bobby Digital spoke about Garnet Silk as having this talent to interpret. Because a lot of times, like you mentioned, a good songwriter, Mikey says, that person wrote this song for me, and that person wrote this song. But he's so convincing with the delivery that you can't tell, say it's not a Mikey personal experience that he's singing about.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the songwriters, we have to be able to interpret the song right.
That's a good thing about some songwriters. They know who should sing the song that you write. Or
How to write.
G. Cole is a singer. I know what song to write for G. Cole.
Right.
It's not every song that I think you would be comfortable singing. Put it that way. Let's use the word comfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Never you force a singer to sing what he or she's not comfortable with.
Right.
But the person favorite is his name, who writes some of Michael's songs. He knows exactly what to give to Michael.
Yeah.
Willie Lindo has that in him too.
Fitz Livermore.
Yeah. Fitz Livermore.
Yeah. No, you're right. And that in itself is a talent, you know.
Yeah.
Interpreting the song, especially when it's not a cover. Because when the cover is out there and you've heard it all your life,
Yeah.
you know, it's almost you can karaoke the thing properly. But when somebody writes an original for you, it's not your feelings.
Exactly. No.
But they're tapping into your feelings. It's something that is a talent within itself.
Burris has written some songs for Marcia Griffiths too, and he knows what she likes.
Right.
Because if he writes a song for her, and this is something I have discussed with Marcia, she's gonna change some of the lines. You know, you give her a song and say, Marcia, I've got a little thing for you. Marcia going to go through it, you know, and why Burris feel like that line? I'm going to change this. And she has done that quite a few times. Yeah. She's going to go through it, and if she's not comfortable, she's not going to record it.
Right.
Yeah. She's going to change some lines.
I love Marcia. I love me some Marcia Griffiths. No, but that's a talent in itself, being able to interpret something that somebody puts in front of you. And that's where the good arrangers come to, because writing a song is just words on paper. Yeah. You know, being able to arrange. So I implore all our artists going out there, man, do stuff, work with the best so we can achieve the best and get the recognition out there. We just talk about some of the talent that we have here in our hometown. And we just talk about our female talents and stuff like that. When I say Empress unique, what do you say?
She's unique.
She's just like that. Just like that.
She's unique. She's unique. But I just want to advise our female singers here to keep on doing what you're doing. Because I see a very bright future for our female singers here.
Right.
And they just need the exposure, and it's you and I, our responsibility to give them all the exposures that we can, because they are good, really good singers here. I just want to encourage them to do some more new stuff.
Put some work out.
Yeah,
Put
some
some work
original stuff.
Right.
You know, I don't want you to live on other people's song. Nothing wrong. You do an album every now and again, slip in a couple song.
Right.
Because if you're feeling a song, I don't have a problem when you express it the way you know how. But do some original songs. That will help you go far away.
I love that. King Top, big up yourself. I love that. And here's another thing, and I'm gonna start by saying this. Disclaimer, I know, so I'm gonna get in trouble in John T. The views expressed by G. Cole does not represent those of John T. Whenever I said that, I'm going rogue. All right? I'm going rogue. To my ladies out there that puts out work, there's one thing I'll say. We have a lot of dope talent. And this is just not just a South Florida thing. You know, I've always heard the ladies complain that they're not giving their fair shot and they're just doing it. It is so much. It's very, very true. Right? It's a male-dominated industry. Very, very true. Right? The sexism that comes into play. Very, very true. And of course, men want to take advantage of you. Very, very true. But most of the times, my observation is there are not very many. When you look at the crop of all the female singers doing it, majority of the female singers are just going there with their talent, and it takes a lot more than that. In other words, there's an expectation that somebody else is going to deal with the rest of it. I don't hear male artists using words like my producer. A female artist alone may hear use terms like my producer.
My producer.
And in other words, you're going to the studio and the producer is going to take care of the production. They're going to take care of the background vocals. They're going to take care of if it's live recordings. They're going to compensate the musicians. You know what I mean? They're going to pay for the mixing, the mastering. They're going to do whatever. And your face just up on a CD cover. Now, if that be the case, then you're setting yourself up for exploitation. And if you expect the exploitation too, because there's no guarantee that record's going to sell. And if the man not get paid in cash, he's trying to get paid in kind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I always implore my female artists, especially artists in general, but my female artists, because that's where I observe it the most. Very few of our female artists that say that they're independent are truly independent. When they say independent, I think what they're conflating is the fact that they are not confined to a major situation. They're not signed to a contract. So you're independent. But in terms of how you operate and how you put your stuff together and what you put out and the ownership you have on it, there's very little independence. I've had some of my dope female artists work so long on a project, the relationship falls through. And then the project never sees the light of day because it's owned by the producer and he's mad. And you don't have no ownership and you can't put it out. I rarely see that with the fellas, but I see that with the ladies. So I just have to jump on my soapbox, rant a little bit, and say, ladies, do what you got to do.
A very profound statement. It's something that I never pay attention to, but it's true.
It happens a lot. And you wonder why the man I look for inside, the studio. I wait for everybody to leave.
Yeah,
Because
true.
that's what you showed up with was just talent.
Because females are not producing the males.
No. No.
It's the other way around.
It's the other way around. It's the other way around. So ladies, if you don't want to have to,
Stay strong.
stay strong. Stay strong. And don't go in there with the outfit to seduce the discounted rate.
Yeah.
And then don't pay. Like when them say, boy, you want a sugar daddy until daddy wants some sugar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
be very, very careful because it causes a lot of problems.
That's very, very true. Very, very true. Exploitation of the feminine gender.
At its finest. Culture College Earth Strong coming up. Jati vibes. It's a vibes. And then I had a conversation with these two gentlemen, DJ Marlon and Martel the Mixer.
Outstanding DJs, no doubt about that.
Outstanding.
They are doing things that I couldn't even start doing. I mean, Marlon, is it two M's? Think about it.
Eminem.
Eminem.
NM.
Marlon and Martel.
Yeah.
I've known Martel for so long. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And then I got to know Marlon,
Over the
Two
years.
fine DJs. What I admire about them, though, is also their versatility in the
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
They know the music. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
They can play anything.
Right.
I've never heard them play anything that I'm uncomfortable with.
Right. They can read a room, read the audience, and give you what you
Yeah.
need.
And it's not that they don't play the dancer, but they clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's very admirable.
Big people team.
Yeah.
I feel, and I use that term when I say that it's not about the tenure, it's not about the age. It's just I feel like my daughter is 22, and my daughter love reggae, love our vibes. But I like being able to go in and bring my daughter and my mother-in-law.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even want to use that with big people thing, because there's a tendency by the younger folks when they say big people thing is kind of excluding them.
Yeah,
That
excluding
big
the
people
youth.
thing that's
Yeah.
like of a certain age. I would say clean music,
Proper.
quality music.
True.
Because quality doesn't have to age.
True.
Yeah? We mentioned about certain young singers earlier on, so we don't say they are older singers.
Right.
It's the quality of the music,
Yeah.
that all ages can gravitate to. It's just a habit of ours, big people thing.
Yeah,
Not
big-
necessary.
it's a compliment. It's
Yeah.
a compliment.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's almost like you're saying that's a standard, that's grown folks stuff. But it's just the way they deliver.
Yeah.
And they have their hard drives, if that's what they're doing, and CDs. Martel says CD and player, vinyl, whatever they're doing. They have the other ones too, but they know time and place. You know what I mean? And I love music. I want to enjoy the music, and when you listen to DJs like these play, you can enjoy the music.
Oh yes, certainly.
A couple years ago, there was a party and I really go to these parties. There's a party that was held at Gulfstream, and the premise of the party was 80s, 90s, early 2000s. That's it as far as the music. Nothing newer, nothing older. But that was not what made the party phenomenal. What made it phenomenal was where the DJs were, there was no microphone.
Okay.
None whatsoever.
Okay.
So it's just music. No DJ can talk.
That's another thing. And I'm glad you brought that up. You go to a club or a party. The DJ is playing a nice song. Why are you talking over the vocal? I am there dancing.
Yeah.
And you're chipping on the vocal. You're not a recording artist. Where are you coming in the vocals for? Allow me to dance and enjoy the music.
He's like, can I enjoy something?
You know, you're playing a nice song.
Yeah.
A popular song and the dancing. You just start chat over the music. Interrupting the music.
And then you only give me 30 seconds anyway.
You know,
Wait,
and
and
you
you talk
can't
about
turn on the song again. You have a record that is 3.5 minutes long and you talk 2.5 minutes out of it. And you want me to dance?
Yeah.
Dance to you when you
I
dance?
wonder why I'm a vexed.
No, don't do that, man. Don't do that.
John T. Vex.
Allow the music to play so I can dance.
That's what I came there for.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I named dance.
No, don't do that, man. Allow me to dance.
I love it. And then those are DJs that are comfortable in their skin, because I also notice with these DJs, I don't want to say young DJs because the OGs are doing it too, where they're competing with the next DJ. So it's like sometimes that DJ is trying to play off the new hot songs real fast because him know say that's how I'm gonna keep the crowd. And when I'm gone, this brother not. But when you have a quality DJ, it doesn't matter what his predecessor played.
No.
He's gonna give you a solid.
You are there to entertain the audience.
Right.
Keep them dancing because they're there to dance. When they're tired, they go and buy a drink.
Yeah.
And chop up the music.
Yeah.
And sometimes the things that you're saying don't make any sense.
Yo, I'm being nice. But I normally can tell. I asked these two gentlemen the other day, and it's sometimes some things are what I call simplistically profound. The irony, it's just an oxymoron in itself. DJ Marlon, Martel the Mixer, right? Simple names. I was like, DJ Marlon, that means Marlon is a DJ. That's all you do. It's a DJ, right? Martel the Mixer, Martel, you mix. You're a great mixer, whatever. But when we see a flyer and the flyer say, hype 25,000, fire this and that and one more, that's what I expect. And that's normally when we're going to dance, go get one bugger nonsense that goes along with the name. I'm with the Jano.
Well, you know, there's a young DJ around. When you hear that youngster play, that guy, you wonder when he was really born. Because
Old soul.
You know the guy I'm talking about. His name is his father had a business on 441 some years ago. Now, this youngster, what I consider quality music, and it's not just big man thing. Him just play music and everybody can enjoy.
Yeah.
And another thing about Martel and Marlon, they can read the crowd.
Yeah.
They know when to change the music.
Yeah. Yeah.
They read the crowd, and that's a thing that most DJs they'll need to learn.
Yeah.
To satisfy. There are some DJs that play for themselves. And they're playing, and when you look in, nobody not dancing, but the DJ is dancing.
Having a great time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You play for yourself, for your alone dancing.
RM too, friend.
And I'm saying to myself,
Yeah.
I wonder if this guy is watching the dance floor.
Nope.
He's there having a good time.
Yeah. And
playing-
nobody else is.
Just him alone. He playing for himself.
Secret
No,
Service in play for him.
Marlon and Martel, they're not like that.
Yeah.
They look on the crowd and they make sure that you're enjoying what they're doing.
Quality.
Yeah.
Quality.
And it's a good selection by the promoter. I
Yeah.
must commend the
Yeah.
promoter. Good
That's
selection.
I remember going to a Berry show in Fort Lauderdale, Broward Center, and Berry's always delivers. I've never seen a bad Berry show, but the DJ, and it probably was his son, was playing for a good 45 minutes before Berry's came on. And if lightning had struck the power and we couldn't get no Berry's tonight there, I would have been pleased because of how he was playing. You know, so there's nothing to me more sweet than a show that you're going to see, and when you go there 2 hours earlier, because you want to get there early, start drink. Because here's how I am. I'm going to tell this to, I'm married now, but even when I was single, I'm telling my girl, let me tell you something. In the middle of the thing, don't get thirsty, you know. Get thirsty in intermission, get thirsty before, and get thirsty after. But when me and the dance, I get in my groove. Don't tell me you thirsty and want something to drink. So that's what the first 2 hours is for.
Yeah.
So when I go there early and I'm getting a DJ Amal and a Marshall the mixer, it's not the playlist where the promoter put on. That to me is quality. I can enjoy some music, get my sip on, get my groove on, get nice. And by the time Empress touch the stage, Culture College touch the stage, Jati Vibe, Michael Russell. Oh,
That is going to be the start of the show.
yeah. 7.
And I could never be a DJ. And sometimes I don't want to be called a DJ because I'm not.
Right.
I can't do the things that Marlon and Martel do.
Not in my dreams.
This is a specialty.
Yeah.
It's not anybody. So people tell nonsense about anybody can play music. No, that's not true.
Nope.
These are professional DJs. They know how to play. What you and I just spoke about keeping your audience going. Listen, I work at a radio station, I run commercials in between. And news is being read and I'm talking about traffic. That's not DJing. That's broadcasting and you're doing other things.
Yep.
These guys are
DJs.
special DJs, professional DJs.
Yeah.
And they must get respect for the things that they do. It's not an easy job.
It's not. And I think people have to respect. I think that's what it is now. People don't respect other people's craft. Yeah. Every time somebody see you do something and be successful, maybe it's ego. They say, I can do it too. I say this every night that I get on, and even the daytimes too. I'm not a DJ, right? Primarily because I have respect for the DJs. Me know for a fact. I'll broadcast, I'll sit down and talk to you. And I know music, so I'll play music.
Yeah,
but now it's me if I mix nothing.
No. DJs, disc jockey. I'm not a disc jockey.
I'm not. Can't do it.
No. I'm a broadcaster who plays music within my program.
Just so happens that we can jump at you.
Yes.
And I got a nice collection.
I probably can do a little mixing too.
Yeah.
But I can't play a party.
Not enough that you're going to pay for.
Oh, no.
No.
No, I was supposed to come and play it in the party.
No. You will fire me mid-set.
No. I'll say, when is the next commercial?
Run the news.
Commercial break. When Sun has the news in 3 minutes from now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is yours truly, it's John T. Trust me. Sir John, I will say this as we talk about all these things, and I think there's something very, very important in the world of radio, which is a quality broadcaster. I am a content person. I listen to a lot of podcasts nowadays, more so than even radio. But the truth is, there is nothing better, nothing nicer, nothing warmer, to me that is, than listening to a nice broadcaster talk about stuff. Because content to me is more, I love music, but I got CDs at home and I got playlists at home. I don't turn on my radio for just the mix. And we're in that era too where I've had radio stations say, you want a mix, because I want the thing. So I think it's insecurity. People are scared about losing their attention, but there's nothing to me like a proper broadcaster engaging me. Like the Grammy situation happened, it's in my mind, I'm thinking about it. Nothing better than somebody with some intellect to be on the other side of that microphone that plays some music and then give me some insight and some stuff like that, right? Talk to me a little bit about your broadcasting vibe right now.
Okay, to me, broadcasting is not just to play music. It's entertainment is there, yes, but maybe because of my background, when I lived in Jamaica, I was privileged to be over by the Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation quite a number of times, and I was encouraged there to go into broadcasting because I actually recorded some commercials.
Right.
And I remember the late Desmond Elliott, I don't know if you know that name, and Ewell Aldridge, older people than you and I. What I haven't heard my voice in the commercial, I believe that I had the quality in me to become a broadcaster. And then when coming to Florida, there was another guy by the name of Tina Geddes, who was a news director at a radio station. It was a gospel station at the time, Wixie. And they wanted to train a Caribbean person to do a gospel program on a Saturday morning.
Right.
Because at that time, the Grace Thrillers were getting very popular. And the station was getting a lot of requests for the Grace Thrillers. They never knew anything about the Grace Thrillers, so they had to get these records.
Right.
What this white manager at the time felt that this thing is about time for them to get a Caribbean person to do that gospel. So that's actually where it started. I had to go underwent 6 months of training.
Wow.
I had, for the first 4 or 5 months, I think, I was allowed to just to give the station identification.
Wow.
You're listening
Wow.
to 1580 AM.
Right.
And then you were taken into a room where they had the time reel-to-reel tape.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted you to practice a certain tone.
Right. Right.
And when the manager comes in, if you didn't like that tone, he asks you to record again.
Mm-hmm.
And you do about 5 or 6 times. And then the one that they're comfortable with, they will erase those and say, this is the tone that I wanted
Wow.
to use
Wow.
and practice.
Yeah.
So they were very keen on diction,
Mm-hmm.
pronunciation and stuff like that. You know, your D's and your TH and everything. And even the way you sit in the chair.
Right. Right. Right.
Yes.
Right.
You know, so I had about that 6 months training, and then Winsome Charlton took me away from the station. I felt a little bad about just leaving the station because that's where I got my training, Wexy.
Right.
But after that, I went to, there was a broadcasting school at this high school on 44th Street. Mm-hmm. Name will come back in a little while. I did another 6 months there. And they focused on diction.
Wow. At the school.
Yeah. Because there was a broadcasting school there.
Right.
So when I went there, I was very familiar with what they were teaching us.
Right. Right. Right.
But going back to Jamaica, I'm coming from an era where presentation was very, very important, you know, because children listen to the radio.
Right.
And I learned a lot from Winston and Uriel and all those people. So it was always in me.
Right.
So when I came here, I
Right.
just got into it. But along the way, I learned from other senior broadcasters
Right.
and their presentation. I remember when I went to Waves, there was only one person doing an English program. There was Marie Garth.
Wow.
We're talking about a professional person from Jamaica.
Right. Right.
And I would go to the station an hour before I get on air. She was doing that thing from 6 to 10, and they had given me 10 to 2, something like that. But I'd sit and I'd watch her and see how she presents herself, how
Right.
she sits, and
Right.
even some of the pronunciation I wasn't too sure of. You know, I'd listen to her. If I'm not sure, I'd call her and say, Maria, so and so on. But we must recognize, if we want to become broadcasters, we must respect the job.
Yeah. The craft is
Yeah,
serious.
we must respect the job and be good presenters. Be proud of, make your people who listen to you proud of you, and you must see yourself as a professional. It's not a joke thing.
Right,
Broadcasting is not a joke thing.
Right.
It's not just to go on the radio and run up your mouth. You must be
Yeah.
informed.
Right.
There are things that you want to inform your public about. Get current with the news, whether it's entertainment or otherwise. Because there are so many things happening now. That
Know what you're talking about.
People want to know what's going
Yeah.
on. So it's
Yeah.
for you to inform the public other than to entertaining them. And I
Right.
focus on that. I go on the newspapers all over the Caribbean early in the morning before I go to work. I pick out stuff that I think because Winston does news, but he can't put everything in the news.
Right. Right.
You know?
Right. Right.
And sometimes Winston and I would have a dialogue about certain things that I would see. He might not have seen it. But he gets his news from RGR and the Gleaner, so he's very, very current with his news.
Right,
But we do discuss a lot of things happening in the news. So information, entertainment, yes. Broadcasting, that's broadcasting.
I love that. And one thing I will say also is this: anybody that I know that does anything great, they always have those people who they've emulated, which are other great ones.
Oh, certainly.
You know,
certainly.
people say to me all the time, "Yo, who do you listen to?" Or whatever. Because there's some people out there that I pay keen attention to, right? If there's nobody for you to pattern after, for you to be influenced by, then you're kind of wayward with it. And I do find that those people who can never identify who their influences were operate like people who are uninfluenced and uninspired.
It's true. Let me tell you. I would say this. There are some people on radio that you'll never get me. You couldn't pay me to listen to them. No, because sometimes it scares the hell out of me that I might even tell a song like that.
It's like, no, sir.
You can't go into this business where you're a singer or a broadcaster or someone on radio. Call yourself radio personality if you want to do that.
Yeah.
You don't go there as a star. Not because two of your friends might call you up and say, "Boy, you sound good," and sometimes they just want you to pick up a friend. Oh, by the way, I want to send greetings to so and so. Big you first.
Yep.
No, sometimes it's really embarrassing to see the quality of broadcasting on radio. And it also exists in Jamaica because Jamaica is less than 3 million people. What are you doing to over 40 radio stations?
Yeah. That's where quality assurance lacks.
So I'm saying, so I'm not going to follow that trend and sound like any other person goes on radio. To me, radio is different from a nightclub.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
And there are programs and programs and programs, but that some are a little lighter than some. I'm going to say this to you. There's a certain popular singer in Jamaica, very popular guy. He had an album out some years ago, and he sent somebody to kind of do a survey in Florida about airplay. And the guy called me up and he said, well, I've been listening to you for the last week, so I don't know your play so-and-so song, you know. And I was very calm. I said, I know the album that you're talking about. Listen to me carefully. You see, my program is like having breakfast, and I don't serve oxtail for breakfast. I think he got the message.
No, sir. Too heavy, so greasy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just time and place.
Yeah, man.
Time and
It's that time.
place. And people are working too hard right now to bridge the gap. I don't like it. I'm not saying there's not people out there wanting to hear it, but if anytime I turn on the radio and I feel like I'm not hearing radio, if I feel like it's a dancehall mix me here, then I don't want to hear it, because that at that point in time I can choose the songs I like. Because it so happens that if a DJ is doing a dancehall mix, and when it's a dancehall mix, it could be reggae too, but just a mix, and that's all the show is about. There's going to be some songs in there that I don't like, and there's going to be some songs that I'd love to hear that's not in there. So if that be the case, then I can put together my own playlist and hit play.
Listen, I have been, I thank God for the strength, the energy. July coming, 16th of July, it's going to be 37 years since I've been on the radio. And someone did a survey the other day and said that that program is the longest running 5-day-a-week program on Caribbean radio throughout the whole United States.
Wow.
There's no other program that has lasted that long for 5 days a week, a morning show on Caribbean radio.
Wow, congrats.
So I give God thanks for the energy and, you know, I can't believe it's that, but when I look back, yes, it is.
Wow.
You know,
wow. That's been a ride.
But I keep on learning. I keep on learning. I have a professional broadcaster that I work with in the mornings, and I've learned a lot from him. And I continue to learn from Winston Barnes, because he was on radio when I was in high school.
37 years and you're still learning.
Yeah, of course.
37 years and you're still trying to learn.
Never stop learning, man. Life is a learning tree.
Wow.
When I was in high school, I heard Winston Barnes on the radio talking about Mrs. Barnes' second son.
Wow.
Yeah, I was studying for O-levels and I heard him.
Winston Vex, you put in business out there.
I can't believe that I happened to be working alongside this one in the mornings.
Much respect to Winston.
Because I used to listen to him in the afternoons.
Wow.
Mrs. Barnes' second son.
Wow.
Yeah, the Dapper Rapper.
Cool, no, man. Now he's next door to you.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is John T. chopping it up, one of the best. Before we roll out of here, John T, and I have to drop this mic for them. Matter of fact, I might drop a Leroy for them too. But before we roll up out of here, right? Anytime I say John T, anytime anybody says John T, people lose their mind. These ladies are losing their mind.
I never knew that.
Yeah?
Yeah?
You didn't know that?
I thought it was G. Cole.
Why am I telling you? Your humility knows no bounds. What is it about John T? Talk to me now, John T. What is it about John T? Why these people lose their mind when I say John T?
Well, maybe it's a humility, and I'm a very sociable person. The fact that some people might call or read this and read that and say that you're a celebrity, that has never gotten to my head.
Right.
You know,
right.
You will see me everywhere. You will see me at funerals. You will see me at weddings. You will see me just about everywhere. I'm not one of those kind of people consider a cocky person. No,
Right.
no.
You're approachable.
I'm the T with the touch that means much.
Jesus, Jano. That explains it, ladies and gentlemen. It's John T. I'm going to squeeze off something for the massive, man. The best, ladies and gentlemen, the best. And my favorite broadcaster, I can't lie. Make sure you come out and see John T. Sir John T, we knight him. I want to say thanks for spending an evening with us. Schooling us on all the things. It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen.
From the day you've been wearing a permanent smile, what have you been missing all this while? You're behaving like toys in the hands of a child. Sweet you like that, sweet you like that.
Gotta big up everybody listening in.
Treat you like that.
Jersey's rocking.
Oh, baby. Oh,
It's Michael Russell.
love is a crime. I'll do the time. I'll give it all, baby. I'll waste no time. This is my life. I'm gonna sing my song, lady. Treat you like that. All out.
Them say pull up the tune. Sweet you like that, that big. A song you can never play without getting told to put it up from the top. Put it up, they say.
Never know my love could make you so happy. Make your joy come over sweet and deadly. Must have been good, or what could it be? To sweet you like that, sweet you like that, sweet you like that. Oh, baby. From the day you've been wearing a permanent smile,
The cup says homegrown with G. Cole.
been missing all this while.
I'll send you a link so you can get you one of those, alright?
You're behaving like toys
Thank you so much.
of a child. Sweet you like that,
Hey Alana,
sweet you like that,
Betty Love,
sweet you like.
Enid,
Oh, baby.
Sharon, King Tub, Ropey T.
Love is a crime. I'll do the time. I'll give it all, baby. I'll waste no time. This is my life. I'm gonna sing my song, lady. Sweet you like that. All out. Oh, baby. Sweet you like that. Oh, girl.
One of the voices that's gonna be on the show, Leroy Sibley's and Friends, celebrates Culture Kali Earth Strong. Leroy Sibley's Michael Russell Empress Unique Culture Kali Jati Vibes. Music by DJ Marlon and Martella Mixer. Hosted by John T of WAVS Radio. Saturday, April 23rd, doors open at 7. Showtime 9 p.m. sharp, 35 in advance, 40 at the door. Tickets available at Rainbow Records and Sam's West Indian Store. It's at the Garden, man. 4340 North State Road 7
Never know my love could make you.
in Lauderdale Lakes.
Make your joy come over so sweet and that.
Show comes to you courtesy of Black Culture Entertainment
Must have been good. Oh, what could
and Flavors Entertainment.
to sweet you like that? Sweet you like that. Sweet you like that.
By the way, when we get off of here tonight,
Oh, baby.
head on over to YouTube,
From the day
type in Homegrown with G. Cole,
in the permanent.
subscribe,
What did they missing? All this.
and just type in the comments Leroy. And I'm gonna give you a ticket to come in the venue, alright?
In the end zone.
Nobody bad me up for a bag of tickets, I want me. Mechanics ain't that deep.
Like that.
Right?
Sweet you like that. Oh, lady. Sweet you like that. Oh, baby.
Now Leroy Sibley's are gonna be in the building.
The sweet
Leroy Heptone Sibley's, our headline entertainer.
coming at you.
And of course, we talk about classics from the Heptones as well as his original solo catalog.
Oh,
But believe it or not,
you like that.
you know what's my favorite Leroy? Just based on content, vibe, energy, and what he's saying. I gotta big up Bobby Digital for this one.
Sweet you like that.
Well, from the original Heptones,
Come on and listen me.
I love that tune.
original Leroy Sibley's, man.
I am the original, full up. All up, pull up.
Check the message, everybody.
I didn't know what I was doing when I made this one. I didn't know one rhythm could have last so long. God have mercy. Mighty diamond call it catchy. Now every singer and every DJ want touch
You
it.
better know that.
Lift up my hand to the Almighty, who made me the original basic.
So what you say?
I never make much money from this one, yeah, but I still feel good.
Star.
Good.
Good pay out at all
Cause
time.
every time I sound back, string up Leroy Sibley's in your neighborhood.
Oh, God. Say it again, Leroy.
Say I never make much money from this one, yeah, but I still feel good.
John, no, no, no.
Good. Cause every time I sound back, string
love
up
that
Leroy
tune, yeah.
Sibley's in your neighborhood.
Have mercy. Leroy know me like. It's from then till now. Could a power show.
From them this with your bass Leroy and I go go. Cause they made a fi pop and them heart a go blow. If you don't love the reggae music, that mean feel leave no sin.
No sound can't string up and no play me.
Lord of mercy.
Even though nobody never pay me.
God knows.
You want to see another sound pack up. Just play the country rhythm as you string
So
up.
what you say?
Say I never made much money from this one now, but I still feel good. Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got to run out of here right now. Thank you all so much for the
My
time.
sound back string up Leroy Sibley.
I want to say a special thank you to my guest, Sir John T,
I am the original full
who is on every morning, or should I say Monday through Friday.
pull up.
Everybody need to take a day off, right?
Original.
Even Jesus did it.
Pull up.
Lord of mercy.
All I'm pull up.
Watch out.
Every morning, the morning ride
All the way. Look on Peter
on WAVS Radio. What time you come on, John?
7 to 10 Monday to Friday.
Well, you up early.
Yeah, I'm an early bird.
Early bird up there catching all kind of musical worms. Them some from the top. Them some from the top. I gotta go though. Larger Burbanks Radio.
Listen me.
Homegrown with G. Cole.
I am the original.
Massive Run crew over there in Aarhus.
Full up.
Royal Zion Highness Radio. Everybody in the UK, Hawaii is listening right now.
Know what I was doing when I made this one.
If y'all ain't at the garden on Friday, April 23rd,
No
you're missing out.
rhythm could have last so long. Lord have mercy. Mighty diamonds call it Kutchi. Now every singer and every DJ want touch it.
Better know that.
Lift up my hand to the Almighty, who made me the original basis.
So what you say?
I never make much money from this one, yeah, but I still feel good.
I still do.
Good.
Good pay out of that.
Cause every time I sound back string up Leroy Sibley in your neighborhood.
Oh God, say it again,
Say
Leroy.
I never make much money from this one, yeah, but I still feel good.
John, know me out.
Want to thank y'all for all the comments,
Cause every time I
all the messages.
sound up Leroy Sibley in your neighborhood.
Peace, everybody.
Leroy know me like. It's from then till now, could a power show. From them this with your bass Leroy and I go go. Cause they made a fi pop and them heart a go blow. If you don't love the reggae music, that mean feel leave no sin.
No sound can't string up and no play me.
Lord of mercy.
Even though nobody never pay.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen,
You want to see
this Thursday, same place, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time,
rhythm as you string up.
Leroy Sibley will be in the studio live and direct.
Money from this one, yeah, but I still feel good. Good.
Lord of mercy.
Oh, daylight saving time change? Listen, my wife ain't here. She's the one that keeps me on. Outside of that, I'm likely to say anything. As far as I'm concerned, today is Friday. I'm so out. Gotta go, y'all.
Reggae music video all away. Look on Peter Buck channel, Bob Marley.
Maquiquínica con música, Homegrown with G. Cole.
Estás escuchando Homegrown con G. Cole.
您现在正在收听的是 Homegrown with G. Cole.
You're listening to Homegrown with G. Cole.
Say a them make it. Man from in America want come pirate we. All them a fight and I try them can't stop we. Leroy.
I never made much money from this one, yeah, but I still feel good.
Lord of mercy, Lord of mercy, Lord of mercy.
Cause every time I sound back string up Leroy Sibley in your neighborhood.